and welcome to Blytheway Business News. Today we're joined by Dan Betts, Chief Executive of Hummingbird Resources. Hummingbird is listed on the AIM market in London with a ticker of HUM and a market cap of around £77 million. Dan's a regular on the show, but we're also, from Hummingbird, welcoming a debutante, the Chief Geologist of Hummingbird, Murray Paterson. Murray, welcome to Blytheway Business News. But let me start with Dan. Dan, last week you had an update on the Dugbe Gold Project in Liberia, drilling results which you've completed which have been completed by your partner Pasofino. So I want an update on that project, please, and a little bit of a state of the nation where we are with the exploration plans in general. Dan, for those less familiar with Dugbe and Dugbe Gold in Liberia, quick bit of background, please, on the project and the asset.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Thanks for having us on. Well, as you know, we did a joint venture with a company called Pasofino, run by Ian Stalker and Steve Detells, and their job is to conduct an earn-in agreement where they have to complete a DFS on the project and do an exploration program that's been agreed between us. And I think they've had no news so far, really, because the first few months of this program has been to redo all the infrastructure and the roads and access and camps to the project that we did before we put the project on care and maintenance a few years ago. So for me, this is a really exciting time. I mean, no holes have been drilled in Liberia for 6 years. They've redone all that infrastructure. I think since the JV was done, there's been a dearth of news, and I think the market's probably waiting for something to happen. And this is that moment. You know, the drills are turning. They've got 3 drill rigs there. Obviously, they are the operator of the JV. So in terms of what Hummingbird is doing, we're just announcing their progress to the market. But we're very encouraged to see it motoring ahead.
From memory, this is where Hummingbird started in Liberia, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So we found these deposits at Dugbe from first principles. Grassroots exploration, stream sediment sampling, all the way up to a multi-million ounce resource. But it was too big for us to take forward, which was why we moved to Yamfulila in Mali. But it's a big resource, and we think has lots of potential to get much, much bigger. So the key really is spending money on it and finding a partner who can take that forward in a disciplined way, and conducting a DFS on the project is the first step in that regard. We did economic studies only on half of the resource, so that's obviously a lot of opportunity for them.
What was it about Pasofino that made you choose them as your partner?
The team. I mean, I think they've got a track record of taking projects forward and showcasing projects for what they can be. And also, I think they have a good track record of, commercially in the market, getting value for projects. So I think they had all the attributes needed to take the project forward.
Murray, let me come to you now. Pasofino are completing a defined exploration program. Can you talk us through the highlights of the recent release? It's their drilling results, but what's exciting you as you look at them?
Yeah, hi Tim. So about the Dugbe F drilling commenced by Pasofino, this is just the start of the DFS drilling, which is all about improving and growing the mineral resource there. And they've started the Dugbe F deposit, which is the smaller of the two. The initial drilling they've started with, as stated in the release, they're there to convert the inferred to indicated, which these inferred resources are classified from holes too far apart or spaced widely apart, and that's where it's hard to establish grade continuity. And the infill drilling is going to allow for these gold grades to geostatistically be correlated, which just all it means for the everyday viewer there is that it'll give a more accurate estimation and a value to the Dugbe F deposit once this drilling's completed. Pasofino, they've had to start with the harder drilling first, and that is this inferred to infill drilling to classify resources as indicated. And I suppose why that's important to the project is that these only indicated and measured as well resources can be converted to mineable reserves. if they are contained inside an economic pit at the end. So which inferred resources can't be, and that's quite an important distinction to make. But ultimately, this drilling that Pasofino are now doing on our behalf, or contributing to the project, it's improving the project's economics, which is going to make it a much more compelling case. It's going to increase its overall value, which is only a good thing for the Hum shareholders. As well as the key highlights from the drilling so far. There's only a few holes released, but yeah, these first drill intercepts are certainly they're excellent for Dugbe F, and the reasons for saying this is that Dugbe F has unbelievable geological continuity to it, where the main gold bearing zone is it's like a coal deposit. It's flat, it's continuous, it's predictable. It's 2.8 kilometers long. It's everything that gold deposits normally aren't. So the widths and grades that have been intersected so far are comparable to those also drilled on the same section. And to me, it just reinforces how low risk this deposit actually is, or is going to be when they come to mine it. So the big brother deposit, Tucson, is actually right next door, and drilling yet hasn't commenced there, and that's where the real resource growth is going to come from, as well as in some more inferred to indicated. So over the coming months, we're expecting to be announcing on behalf of Pasofino a lot more of these drill results from Dugbe F and Tucson.
So Dan, it sounds like Pasofino are starting to make some really good progress for you at Dugbe in Liberia. Can I take you back to another one of your assets? Because you're operating in 3 countries, but let's go now to Mali, if we may. The Yanfolila deposit. You said in your 2021 outlook, you're expecting to have a minimal resource estimate on the Mali operations by the end of the first quarter this year. Are we still on track for that?
Yes, Tim, we are. Thanks for putting me on the spot, and it's good to have Murray on the call as well, because he's now on the spot as well. But no, we are still on track for that. And what that is really a summary of last year's exploration program, which was the first time really we've done a full season's exploration since we've been at Yanfolila, and we'll be updating our mineral resource estimates by the end of Q1. And that obviously leads into Murray's thinking into the 2021 exploration program, which is already ongoing, and how we can further increase those resources. So still on track.
In conclusion, can you give viewers some sense, some expectation of what the news flow might look like from this significantly increased exploration budget?
Well, I mean, I'll hand over to Murray in a second, but really the reason for the increased exploration budget is the future of Yanfolila lies in extending the resource base to find future mine life. I mean, that's the best value investment this company can make. We've paid back the debt, we have a plant, and the company's value is really based largely on what's seen as a limited mine life. So the more we can do to extend that mine life, be it through improved confidence in resources that are outside of the current mine plan, or underground resources, or new discoveries, all of those are going to add tremendous value to the value of our company.
So if that was me putting Dan on the spot, Murray, he's now putting you on the spot. So come on, you're chief geologist, £10 million of exploration money. What can we expect to come out of that?
Yeah, Tim. Certainly, we've identified a number of key areas again in 2021 that are similar to where we drilled in 2020, that gave us actually really good success in the resource growth. And we know there's still more opportunity at those deposits, and I'll just quickly run through them. I mean, Kamana East, we hadn't closed it off. We're drilling there to the north. We're trying to do what we can to add and improve the economics of the planned underground mine there. We have another deposit called Sanamali East, and we haven't defined its limits of mineralization yet, which it's really been one of those cases of the more you drill, the more you find. And so we've planned 15,000 meters there. Sanamali West, another deposit up to the north. We're following up on some good high grade zones that we intersected last year. There's another area to the north along strike that we're going to test. the 6,000 metres planned there. And the second part really to that budget is our testing of the greenfields targets. And we started this program on testing the greenfields last year, and we had immediate success at one of the first deposits or targets we drilled at called BBC. So we're going back there to revisit that to close off its boundaries and try and understand its resource growth potential there, as well as we had identified, and we still need to follow up on these 6 other priority key greenfields targets. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity left still to grow the resource at Yarnfield, which is what we're really pleased about, and that's where the focus is for this coming year, and which really also creates some news flow that we'll be sort of issuing to the market once the MRE release is done. There's various now updates on the Kamana East drilling, the Sunamali East, and the Greenfields drilling once it starts in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. So plenty happening, and we're looking forward to keeping everyone informed as we progress.
Thanks, Murray. Thanks, Dan. That was Dan Betts and Murray Paterson from Hummingbird. As we've often said on this show, analysts remark about Hummingbird, these guys don't let the grass grow. They're always busy. So that was the latest update. I'm sure they'll be back to see us again soon. That's it from Blytheway Business News for today. Thanks for watching.